It's like the rigid little scroll wheel looking thing.
Am I going down or up?
Down to make it brighter. Should be.
Tell me how that looks here in a minute. You're behind. I don't know. Maybe? I don't have the eyes.
Off the left side of the camera.
Okay. It's on H. Move it to M. I don't know what it did. It added all kinds of black and white stripes to the little monitor. Happy Hockey Day, Tiger fans. We are at about 1.5 minutes in warm-ups here. We're doing a little bit of remote IT. Noah is working the Colorado College game today. We're doing our best to try and set up the big camera for you so it's a little bit better experience. But with that comes us walking through, trying to figure some things out. But here we go against a game against the Portland Winterhawks. They've got some nice looking uniforms. Big fan of that. But looking for their second win of this tournament are your Tigers. Here we go. How's this right? Is it okay?
It'll be fine. It's a little dark, but it's
All right. Call me if anything looks bad. Goodbye. Laura, are you going to do... A little bit of hockey history for you today as we get finished up with warm-ups. The game today has a connection, albeit loose, to the great one. Back in the day, the Indianapolis Racers, I found this online last night, so I had to share. The Indianapolis Racers traded the great one, Wayne Gretzky, Peter Driscoll, and Ed Mio for $800,000 to the Edmonton Oilers. Because of the opening on the rosters for the Indianapolis Racers, they opened up tryouts to a couple of different players. One of those players being an 18-year-old Mark Messier, who was playing center at the time. His team that he was coming from as he went to look at maybe playing for the Racers was the Portland Winterhawks. So here we go. The team we're set to face today was the home team of the great Mark Messier back in the day before he moved up, or at least thought about moving up to play in the next level of the leagues. So there you go. I probably didn't read it all completely accurate. Go check it out. Fun connection to our game today. This squad, the Winterhawks, did play a game earlier against the Utah Grizzly, I believe yesterday. Did drop that one 0-4. So your Colorado Springs Tigers looking to keep the win streak going. It's going to be Easton on the faceoff, Hunter on his near side, Miles on the far side, wing Jared back on defense. With, I believe, Tate. I believe we are a full roster today. It is going to be Jalen in net as the Tigers start with the puck on their end of the ice. Does make its way back to center ice, held there by Jared. Now Easton working to pull it out towards center ice and regain the zone for his squad. Does so, takes it out wide to buy some space. Dumps it in deep where Miles is going to go work below the goal line to get it. Easton goes for a quick change. It is Gavin taking his spot. Tigers able to hold the zone. Hunter going for a change. Held at the blue line there by Brody, who'd just come on for the Tigers. Henry picks up the puck and skates it below the goal line, trying to create space, can't do it, knocked off the puck. Brody gets it in that near side corner. Holding at the blue line there is Cruin. That goes across to Brody, who misses wide near side. Colton is your other wing, and that does come up into the netting for a face-off. Cruin will be back on defense, joined by Josh on the far side. It's going to be Henry taking the face-off with Colton in front of the net and Brody along the boards. Puck does make its way to center ice, but picked up there by the Winterhawks player and scooped to the far end. Cruin working hard to get there. Takes it around behind the net and up the far side. Cruin has space in front of him. He'll take it and gain possession of the zone for his squad. Brody there helps out in the corner. He's then pinched off the play, but battles behind to get the puck up the boards before he and Cruin both head for a change. Onto the ice for the Tigers. Looks like AJ helping to create an icing there. So a face-off in the Tigers' offensive end of the ice. It's going to be AJ, Teague, and Steven for this line of forwards. Steven will take the drop. Behind, protecting the blue line, will be Pieman and Marshall. AJ in front of the net with Teague on the near side as the Winterhawks center gets sent off. Steven twists that back to Pieman, who sends it into traffic, goes wide far side. Teague sends it down into the corner where AJ is going to have to hustle, work, and go get it here near side corner. He's bringing it up the near side boards. Turning and shooting, that's not AJ, that was Steven working there. Puck does come up to the blue line. AJ back checks there, doesn't hold the blue line. Puck just out. Steven, that's Teague, able to prevent the offsides there. Gets a puck, misses on the shot. AJ finishes the contact on the near boards. Puck will go all the way down for another icing with 12:37 in this first period. Possession so far has been in favor of your Tigers, but no shots yet on the net. Gavin out for the face-off. Jared back on defense with Tate as the puck is tied up. That is a shot on net, and it goes in. So that is a goal for Jack at 12:30 in this first period. Jack, I believe, might be his first goal of the season, and long overdue. Good effort. Pokes it at the net, finds the back. Gavin and Preston on the ice with Jack for that goal. Jared back on defense with Tate. Face-off taken, battled there by Preston, finally able to knock it back to their defender is the Winterhawks squad. Backhanded across to the far side where Tate's going to pick up pressure in the far corner. Puck gets jammed up in that Zamdor easy, does come around this near side where I believe that's Preston working along the boards. Gavin steps in to help out. He's got Jack as the third man there. Puck does come out to Jared in front of the net. Jared able to tap it out as far as center ice. None of the Winterhawks can collect it, so a couple of charging Tigers going to try and maintain possession of the zone. Does finally get it near side, sent up to the center there. Hunter, fresh onto the ice, makes the contact. He's able to dig it out of the wall briefly, now sent to the far side where I believe that's Miles working to gain possession. Winterhawks do get the puck. This is Cruin now with the puck on his stick, sends it toward the goalie. There's another shot for your Tigers. Held at the blue line there well by, I believe, Josh. And great effort there by Easton. Hunter skating in, takes the shot, That one's fought off by the Winterhawks goalie. Miles and Hunter working below the goal line. Miles comes away with the puck. Tries a centering pass there, not as strong as you might like, but Cruin steps to hold the zone briefly, does find its way back to center ice, and Josh makes a pass to Easton, who gets it into the zone for the Tigers, but then loses his skates. That gets whacked all the way down the sheet for another icing with 10:45 in this first period. Your Tigers ahead 1-0. Pieman back on defense. Looks like Colton in front of the net, which means that's probably Henry on the drop, and it is. Henry on the faceoff with Brody to his near side. Far side D is Marshall. Puck drop there. Henry able to get it below the goal line, goes to work and get it himself, battled by a couple of Winterhawks. First save made. Puck is loose, and that's Brody working in the corner. He's got Colton behind him. Brody able to twist it to Colton. Colton to Henry, and Henry can't get the first shot off his stick. Puck is loose in front, and not able to get it buried there was Colton, as I believe he missed wide far near side on that one. Winterhawks will just send that down the ice. This is our friend the Pie Man taking it around the net, makes the pass up to Brody. Brody can't get it out of the zone. Henry can't either. Finally does find its way out as far as center ice, where it'll be pressured by Colton. And that's going to be a trip on Colton as he got his stick into the skates of the Winterhawk player. Your Tiger is going to go down a man with 9:51 in this first period. Tigers protecting a 1-goal lead. Out to kill the penalty, it's going to be Steven and AJ up front. Looks like it's going to be Cruin and Josh as your defensemen. So Steven set to take the drop. Wins it back into the corner where Cruin goes to work. He's supported by Steven there. Cruin digging to try and get that puck out of the corner. He'll pin that up as long as he can as we're killing off that 2-minute penalty, tripping assessed to Colton. Cruin does get it up the boards, but only as far as the blue line. Now D-to-D pass works for the Winterhawks. They send it into traffic in front, never found its way to the goalie there. This is Josh working on the far side. Sent up into the gut of the Winterhawk by Steven, and that finds its way into the bench of the Winterhawks. Jalen not yet tested in this game. We got 1:22 left in the power play for the Winterhawks. Out for this next bit of penalty kill will be Teague and Easton. Back on defense, it looks like Jared. Puck twisted there by, I believe, Tate. We'll figure it out. Puck back far side of the ice, trying to find the zone are the Winterhawks. Onto the stick of Easton, who's just going to take it below the goal line and buy time for his squad. Gets that up the boards to Teague. Teague now brings it near side. He'll rim it around this near side. D-to-D pass for the Winterhawks works there. Easton gets over. Shot goes wide of the net. Comes around to near side boards where Jared's going to jam it up and out of the zone. Pressured now by Teague, but held by the Winterhawks, who dump it into the zone. Jared will be the first one to get it below the goal line. Rims it around far side. Takes a funny hop onto the stick of Easton. that was Marshall, who's just going to jam it up. That won't go for an icing, as it did have to get played by the goalie. 25 seconds left on the penalty to Colton. Jared able to make a great stop there at center ice. Easton falling to his knees, but shoveling the puck into the far end of the ice, where Henry will pick up pressure and make it hard for the Winterhawks to do much of anything with this power play opportunity. Tate is on the ice at defense with Josh now. Hunter is your other forward, as we are at 3, 2, and 1. Henry doing some great work to hold the zone, as Colton out of the box but to the bench. Miles joins his line mates on the ice as a forward. 7:40 left in this first period. Your Tigers holding on to a 1-0 lead, as the Winterhawks able to gain the zone, backhanded off the side of the cage there. Pressure on the far side by, I believe, Tate. He'll rim that around. This is Tate on the near side, just missing on that pass. Actually, on the puck there, it's Josh getting the shot again off the side of the cage. So nothing that would officially count as a shot on goal for these Winterhawks yet. Until now, there was 1 and 2. Jalen swallows them both up. 7:09 left in the first period. Your Tigers protecting a 1-0 lead. Our goal scorer, Jack, back out on the ice with Gavin set to take the drop. Preston will be the far side wing. That puck does come over to Jack, who's going to backhand it out of the zone up the ice. Preston was flashing there, but Winterhawks able to get to it first. This is now Pyman sending it across to his defensive mate, sent up by Marshall on those far side boards, able to hold it across the blue line and trying to jam it closer to center ice. Does find its way back to Marshall, back to Jack's there. Jack sends it up. Pyman sends it to Jack. Jack able to dump it into the Tigers' end of the offensive end of the ice. Gavin working below the goal line, but the Winterhawks able to break it out and head the other direction. Jammed up at center ice, swept off his stick by Preston, who goes for the change. Sent toward the zone, but collected by Pyman, who's going to just skate it through center ice himself, as a bunch of his teammates are going for a change. Teague picks up the pressure here, and it looks like we're going to have a penalty on the Winterhawks. I believe they're going to say interference with 6 minutes, 12 seconds left, and so your Tigers headed to the power play. So it will be our power play 1 unit looking to get some momentum going in this tournament. Henry will be on the left wing. Steven taking the face off. Easton back on defense with Josh. And it's Henry on the far side wing. This is Easton working below the goal line. He has space. He leaves it for Henry on those far boards. Henry gets a centering pass to Steven. Steven can't quite handle it. That goes all the way down. Won't be an icing, as Jalen has to play that one. So Tigers set to go the full length of the ice here. And coming up ice with speed is Henry. He gains the zone for the Tigers. Loses the puck as he gets in, but recollects below the goal line here. Twists, looks, surveys for the centering pass. Nobody there. Good pass across by Steven, but couldn't find the stick of Easton on the back door. Josh kicks that one dead. Now across to Henry, who again will try and gain the zone for his Tigers. He takes the shot, and that misses wide far side. This is now below the goal line, sent around the near side boards. That comes all the way out. Pyman is going to have to go back and get it, as we have 57 seconds left in the power play for the Tigers. Pyman gains the zone, makes a nice move there. Can't quite get it lifted over the blocker of the Winterhawks goalie. Easton skating through to maintain the possession here. Now, I believe Miles working along with AJ. Puck sent all the way down the ice. This is Cruin picking it up for the Tigers with 30 seconds left on the man advantage. Cruin able to gain the zone. can't get the shot off, takes the contact in the corner. He's got AJ and Miles bracketing him, waiting for that puck to come out. It does go to Miles briefly, now sent up the near boards where AJ is going to get it, tap it back into the corner. He's going to look for a centering option, takes it around far side, does send it through, but not onto the stick of Colton, who checks out his stick for holes. AJ working on the far side, does get knocked out, and that'll do it for the man advantage for your Tigers. Not able to put anything together there, but here's Cruin regaining the zone, sending it into the gut of the goalie. We'll have a face-off with 4:04 in the first period. Your Tigers up 1-0. After some line jostling during the power play, we'll try and set things right. Jared back out on defense with Tate up front. It's going to be Gavin with Preston, I believe, on the near side. Jack in front of the net. Puck comes up to the half boards, but Preston goes and gets it. Couple of Winterhawks in front of him, so he can't get there. Puck makes its way as far as center ice. Twisted, good centering pass there, actually works, but doesn't get through. You're good. You're good. Puck bounces off the corner, off the sideboards, makes its way out to center ice where Preston's going to turn on the Jets and gain the zone for his squad. Preston working along those boards, makes a pass off the boards. That's a little bit of a knuckle puck shot from Tate from the blue line, gloved easily by the Winterhawks goalie with 3:25 in the first. Feels like the boys are just not quite in a rhythm that they might have been against the Rampage squad yesterday. Still holding on to that 1-goal lead, though, so it'll be Easton with the face-off, Tate in front of the net, Hunter on the far side wing. Teague, not Tate, excuse me, on the near side wing. That's Marshall stepping up to pressure as the far side D, able to twist that up those far boards onto the stick of Teague, who makes the pass to Easton. Easton takes the shot, rebound left, but Winterhawks able to sweep it to the corner. Hunter working on the near side boards, makes the centering pass to Easton, who can't collect it, and whacked out of the zone here, where Marshall's going to get it and send it up those far side boards. Winterhawks making a change, but they're able to get the puck in the zone. Easton continues to work, and pressure there, comes away with the puck, passes it to Pyman. Pyman leaves it for Teague. Teague back to Easton. Easton working in the corner here, now leaves it for Teague. So Teague and Easton working to get it out of the corner, finally does make its way up and across the blue line, where Marshall's going to have to hustle to get there before the Winterhawks player does. This is Pyman working it around below the goal line. Turns it back up to the near side, makes the pass toward Hunter, but can't connect, so dumped back deep by the Winterhawks. Rims all the way around, where Teague's going to try and get it out of the zone. Henry picks up the puck, and he's going to take it the full length of the ice here, try and create space by going below the goal line. He decides instead to just lift it into the neutral ice so that the rest of his team can get a change. This is Colton now flashing near side. He backhands it around. Looks to be Brody, I believe. That's Josh working it. So Josh on it defense makes a pass up to Brody. Brody collects the puck, able to gain the zone for the Tigers. He'll take the shot. Save made by the Winterhawks goalie, but pressure put on below the goal line by Henry. Henry, Brody, and Colton are your forwards right now. Henry able to come out of the corner with that puck. Nice centering pass for Colton, who lifts it up, but not with as much power as he'd like. It lands nicely in the Winterhawk goalie's glove with 1:24 left in the first period. Kroon and Josh are your defensemen. It's going to be Henry, Brody, and Colton as your forwards. Henry set to take the drop. Puck one over to Colton, then back to Josh. Josh makes the cross ice clear, where Cruin stepped up to try and get possession of the puck. Winterhawks able to get it out as far as center ice. Cruin on a good back check effort, able to stop the puck from getting much further. This is Steven fresh on at center, going to dump the puck into the zone. A little dump and chase, rims all the way around for Brody, who's going to dump it back deep again. Now below the goal line, Steven going to go to work. Teague pressuring on the far side. Winterhawks again not able to get it out. Jared holding the blue line there. Steven going to try and gather the puck. Takes the contact. Winterhawks player loses his stick. Next man there able to make the pass, and a breakout attempt works for these Winterhawks. They now gain the zone. Reverses direction, takes the contact, misses the shot wide far side. Jared comes away with the puck. He's got AJ on the near side, sees him, but can't quite connect. A little hopper of a shot there that Jalen's able to deflect out to that far side. Puck tipped up to neutral zone. Teague goes to work there. Reversing direction, good move there by the Winterhawks. He sends it back towards center ice. AJ taps it. Now it's going to be Easton gaining the zone for the Tigers. AJ tangled up, but back checks. Miles on the ice at the end there, and that'll do it for this first period. Your Tigers go into the second with a 1-0 lead.
No, it's not.
Tune on in.
Is it live?
Oh yeah, it's on YouTube. Yeah.
I'm gonna come to your color guy. They throw the black thing up against the boards and it goes around.
Looks like they're playing hockey. We got here about 2:15.
You guys didn't have it early? Really good?
No, this is only one today.
So you had Thursday, Friday, Saturday,
We had Thursday, today, Sunday.
and maybe 2 tomorrow?
What day is it? Yeah, maybe. Because we could play tomorrow night at Air Force. Well,
How many teams are in the tournament?
8. 4 per bracket. There's A and B.
Oh, okay.
So,
That's like 60.
oh, 8 in our bracket, but there's, yeah, like 60 in
Okay,
the
so it's like a bunch of different age brackets.
Yeah,
Okay.
all the way down to 10U.
So is
10U,
it
12U,
14?
14.
You play round robin in your okay.
And then one plays 2, one plays 2.
Okay. So this is game 2 of group play. Tomorrow is game 3. You get one. If you win today, you're going to play tomorrow afternoon or evening, right?
Most likely.
Because you'll have 6 rounds. Okay. Okay.
And our hardest game of the 3 was probably this one. Out to start this second period, it is going to be Easton taking the face-off with Miles on his near side. Hunter to the far side. Marshall back on defense with the Pie Man, I believe, as the Tigers gain the zone and get a quick shot there, gloved dead. So we'll have another face-off in the Tigers' offensive end of the ice. Puck one to the near boards, stays in the corner. Hunter tries to flash and get it, but instead rimmed around and sent all the way down the ice. That will be an icing. So another offensive zone faceoff for your Tigers early in this second period. Coach going to change up the forward lines. It's going to be Brody on the far side wing, Colton in front of the net, Henry set to take the face-off. Marshall stays back at the blue line with, I believe, Pie Man on that far side D. Puck stays where it's at. Brody able to skate in and get to it. Backhand was there, but Colton couldn't get to it quite quickly enough. Colton turns and fires it there, and that'll go up into the netting behind for yet another offensive zone faceoff. Only 28 seconds gone in this second period. I think this is our 3rd or 4th offensive opportunity. Coach changes up defense here. Josh and Cruin will be your boys at the blue line. That's one back to Cruin. He looks, he sends it into a streaking Josh who couldn't quite get a stick on it. Josh now working below the goal line. Brody cycles back to cover his spot, holding the zone for now. This is Henry with the puck, trying to create any space, able to get it across to Colton, but bodied off. That one was Colton. Josh now working on the far end of the ice to get it back the other direction for these Tigers. Good pass off the boards there where Brody gets it. Brody tries to pass across to Colton again, just can't quite connect. Can these Tigers today, rimmed around by Colton, takes a funny bounce off the Zamdor, comes right in front of the crease. And that puck held in the zone by a Chet Tiger that was changing. Faceoff will come out of the zone with 13:46 in the second period. Your Tigers still protecting a 1-goal lead. It's going to be a line of Teague on the near side, AJ on the far side. Center is Steven, as Steven jams that into the zone, now sent near side by the Winterhawks. That goes way up high. Tate's going to have to work it on these near boards, keeping it out of the zone for the Tigers. Steven jamming it up further, but sent back the other direction eventually by the Winterhawks, where Jared's going to go get it. Jared sends that back around near side. Working there is Steven to get it out of the zone, and does so. The Winterhawks having to regroup here. Cross ice pass works. Winterhawks able to get it into the zone and go for a change. Pieman gets the puck, sends it around far side to AJ. AJ can't get it into the center ice. Works below the goal line there. Jalen's just going to cover that one up with 12:59 left in this second period. Out to take the first defensive zone face-off of this period. It's going to be Pieman back on defense with Marshall. Our goal scorer, Jack, will be out with Preston and Gavin. Puck one to the far boards, D to D pass there for the Winterhawks. He loads up, takes a shot, goes wide of the net near side. Puck does come out dangerous in front, but this is Jack headed the other direction for the Tigers. He works it up those boards, gains the zone for the Tigers. Gavin gets it, takes it below the goal line, tries to reverse direction, takes some funky looking contact there. Both boys kind of looked like they wanted to leave their feet. Neither of them did. Both of them went down. Gavin has the puck here in the corner, taps it out to Jack. Jack tries a centering pass to Preston, can't quite connect there, and so here go the Winterhawks the other way. Tapped forward onto the stick of Pieman. Pieman turns it up on that far side but can't get it out, so now Gavin and Marshall kind of looking at each other to see who's going to go get it. Gavin does tap it to Marshall. Marshall up to Preston. Puck doesn't get out on the first attempt. That's Gavin able to finally get it and sweep it out, but Reed's gaining the zone. Do the Winterhawks. They get a shot there. Jalen doesn't collect the puck on the first attempt, but able to dive on it and kill it with 11:59 in the second period. Easton headed out to take the face-off. He'll be surrounded by Hunter and Miles as his wingers. Josh out on defense with, I believe, Cruin. Puck one back to the corner. Rimmed below the goal line. Comes all the way up to Miles, who has time and space. Sends the cross ice pass to Hunter, who's able to prevent the icing with the touch at center ice. Hunter twists that back towards the middle. Couldn't connect with Miles, who was there, but a Winterhawk got in the way. Center onto the far side. Now a cross ice pass attempt. Nobody there for the Winterhawks, but does get out of the zone. Josh taps it back forward. Winterhawks player able to send it for a centering pass that eventually the puck squirts into the zone for the Tigers. Cross ice there works. Here comes Josh into the zone. Leaves it for Miles. Miles takes the shot, but into the skates of the player in front of him. Easton flashing with the turn quick shot. Saved by the Winterhawks goalie. 11:04 in this for second period. Tigers up 1-0. Coach will send out Colton, Henry, and Brody. Back on defense, it'll be Tate and Jared. Face-off one back to Tate. Tate makes the cross ice pass to Jared. Jared sends that in for a shot on net. Working below the goal line. Puck is loose in the corner. Jared jams it to Henry. Henry slaps it toward the goalie, sent back out. This is Brody now working. Colton comes away with it. Colton loads up. That goes up high into the netting behind. Colton wants that one back. They do say this one's coming out of the zone, was not deflected. Coach will leave out Tate and Jared back on defense. It'll be Colton on the near wing, Henry on the drop. Puck makes its way into the zone, but not able to collect it. There were the Tigers. This is Henry making the pass to Jared. Jared looks up ice, knocked off his stick, but Henry jams it forward, pushed back the other direction by the Winterhawks. Colton gathers. He'll try and gain clean. Dumps it, comes near side corner. Henry goes to work. Puck finds its way to the Zam door behind the net. Winterhawk twists it back to the near side. Colton is the one closest. Flashing in is Henry, so Henry and Colton working on the near boards, but a Winterhawk able to come away with it. Colton with a great stick there, able to create a shot opportunity with 9:59 in the second period. It's going to be AJ Teague and Steven out for this offensive zone opportunity. Marshall on your near side D with Pieman on the far side D. Puck goes into the corner. Teague's working there with AJ. Puck comes up to the half boards where Steven again continues to pester. Finds its way to Marshall, who's dancing on the blue line, sends it into the legs of the player in front of him. Pieman able to get the puck in the neutral ice area. Sent up from Marshall to Steven. Steven dumps it into the zone. Teague now going to go put on the pressure. Twisted back near side where Steven lays a hit in the corner. Then gets the puck briefly. Getting roughed up there. That one's starting to get a little bit high, but they let him play on. AJ waiting on the high side for that puck to find its way out. Steven pinning it in. AJ now goes in to start digging. They'll blow that dead, and we'll have a face-off with 9:12 as nobody was really able to move the puck. Coach will send out a new line of forwards. Or not, just changing up the defense it looks like. So Teague will be lined up in front of the net for Steven to take the face-off. Josh taking the drop on defense with Cruin on the far side D. Winterhawks come away with the puck on the face-off. Steven working there, but able to turn a couple different times and finally get the puck up as far as center ice are the Winterhawks. There's just been a ton of traffic in this game today. That puck goes up and over the net off of Jalen's stick with 8:59 in this second period. Coach will change the forwards this time. It's going to be Gavin, Preston, and Jack. Gavin takes the drop, does make its way back to the defenseman who sends that up into the far glass. That'll get sent down the ice, and the hand is in the air indicating an icing. So that'll come all the way back. We'll have another face-off at 8:46 in the second. Cruin back on defense with Josh. Gavin will take this face-off again. Preston protecting in front of the net. Jack also out on wing. Puck one to the Winterhawk player, taps it back to his defenseman who can't hold the blue line. They will rim it in. Puck makes its way below the goal line, having to work to get there first. But the Winterhawk player does get there. Jalen has to battle off a tough angle shot. Able to get it out of the zone is Josh. Josh up to Gavin. Gavin gains the offensive zone for the Tigers. Good opportunity there for Jack for his second of the day, but couldn't get there fast enough. Gavin dances that one in and beats the goalie high glove side. That makes it 2-0. This line is on fire today. They're a +2, this line is, and that is going to probably be a Gavin unassisted as the Winterhawks had turned it over. Gavin stepped in and just sent it over the glove of the waiting Winterhawk goalie. 8:13 in the second period. Your Tigers ahead 2-0. Winterhawks are going to take a timeout early in this affair. and try and keep things from getting away from them. So we're about halfway through the match. 15-minute periods, 8:13 left in this second period. Your Tigers ahead 2-0. It's going to be Easton on the faceoff with Miles on the near wing, Hunter on the far wing. Tate and Jarrett are going to be your defensemen. Winterhawks looking to get their legs under them in this tournament.
Coffee would be good.
Puck one to the side. Miles is going to go get it. Gets it across center ice and into the zone for the Tigers. Rims all the way around to the far corner where it's lifted up, held into the zone briefly, but battling to get it back in deep are the Tigers. That's Hunter working to pressure the puck carrier, sent across near side by the Winterhawks. But flashing there was Miles to keep it from being too much trouble, and then just sending it all the way to the other end in I think a bit of a urgency there from the Winterhawks. Trying to buy some time, felt the pressure, sent it a little bit harder than he wanted to. Easton will go take the drop. He's talking to his defenseman about what the plan is for this face-off. Puck one back to Tate. Tate looks, and Jared had gone deep into the zone. That was certainly a set play there. Tate was trying to make the pass to Jared. Couldn't connect. Opportunity there that the goalie covers. I believe that was a shot by Miles. So we'll try it again. We'll see what face-off play they want to run this time. It's going to be Marshall on the near side D. Pie Man on the far side. Easton again taking the drop. Miles in front of the net. Hunter on the near side wing. That puck one to the near boards where Hunter gets it, sweeps it back to Marshall. Marshall has to rush in to jam it back deep to hold the zone for the Tigers. Miles with a stick lift there, able to get the puck. Can't get the centering pass though. And so the Winterhawks able to get it up the far boards. And now a one-on-one opportunity here. He'll take the shot, misses wide far side. No real chance there that Jalen had to put much effort into. Nor that one that goes wide far side. This is Hunter working on the far side boards as a Winterhawk was making a change. Hunter takes a spill there. Got to keep your head up, keep your feet under you, especially when you're right there next to the bench of the other team. This is Pie Man, I believe, gaining the zone for the Tigers. Reverses direction, leaves it for Marshall. Backhanded in there by Hunter. Working in the corner is Easton, as a couple of Tigers are making a change. Colton fresh onto the ice, can't quite collect that puck that flashed right past him. He's got Brody out with him as well. Working on the far side boards are the Winterhawks. Good move there to chip it forward, can't collect it. This is Easton now up ice. He'll make the cross ice pass to Colton, who taps it to himself. Colton takes a shot and into the gut of the goalie. He was thinking it might be loose on the back door, was not. 6:02 left in this second period. Your Tigers protecting a 2-goal lead. 2-0 is the score. Changing things up a little bit. Looks like it's going to be, no, scratch that. This is the same. Henry out for the face off. Colton in front of the net. Brody on your near side wing. This is Josh working it down the boards as your defenseman. He gets it into the corner, makes the pass back to Henry. Henry lifts that in, blockered away by the goalie, and that's going to get swept all the way down the ice for an icing. Cruin is your other defenseman on the ice right now. So Cruin and Josh back on the blue line. It's Henry, Colton, and Brody up front. Quick shot there by Brody. Pushed to the corner by the goalie, lifted up the far boards, now tapped forward and into the zone. They'll say no icing here as Josh gets the puck, takes it below the net, comes out near side. Saw the pass up was covered, so takes it himself, gets it as far as center ice before it's swept off his stick. Winterhawk player can't quite handle it, eventually does twist it up, and that'll go into the Tigers' defensive end. Cruin works it along the low side there, makes the touch pass up, Josh to Henry. Henry flashes through, backhands that up off the glass, and will go get it himself below the goal line. Reverse direction. Pass there. Colton picks it up. Back checking effort by Colton. He gets there eventually. Tate able to tap that out to Henry, who's going to bring it up ice again. Losing his skates, but getting it into the zone is Henry. Brody now working below the goal line, has the puck, nobody in front. He's looking for anybody to give it to. Flashing into the slot there was Teague, but not soon enough. Finally, he does find Teague. Teague sends it into the glove of the Winterhawks goalie with 4:02 in the second period. AJ will join his line of Steven and Teague up front. Tate and Jared back on defense. AJ comes away from the faceoff with that and a quick shot, but able to glove that one is the Winterhawks goalie. Had a chance, but he saw it all the way in. 3:58 in the second period. And there is a bouncy ball on the ice. The ref on the far end has to go pick that up. He'll drop that off for the scorers. And we'll regain action. Puck drops. Steven tangles up, as is his signature. Does again find its way to AJ's stick, who takes a diving shot. Doesn't get through. Puck's still there. A couple of Tigers going down. Everybody's selling out to try and get the third goal. Tate sends that on net. Backhand by Teague. Teague has the puck below the goal line, looking for someone to pass it to. He'll jam it back into the corner where Steven picks it up. Steven sends that to Tate. Tate back into the corner. Rimmed around far side by the Winterhawks, who finally are able to get it out of the zone. This is Jared with the puck in the neutral zone. And we get a whistle. I believe they're going to call that an offsides. I didn't see it that way, but they did. 3:17 in the second period. We'll have a face-off outside the Tigers' defensive zone. Gavin taking the drop. Jared and Preston are the forwards with him. This is our goal-scoring line today. Marshall back on defense with, I believe, the Pie Man. As that puck gets sent in on net, Jalen leaves that for his defenseman, sends it up to Preston. Preston able to get it out of the zone, but Winterhawks able to regain possession, send it up to the far end of the ice. This is Pie Man working to buy space. Knocked off his stick, but Preston able to backhand it up and out. Here goes Jack. Can't quite get there before the Winterhawks defenseman, but does force him to go all the way the other direction, rimmed around far side where Preston picks up the pressure. Second effort does work for the Winterhawks, and that's going to go down not far enough for an icing. Winterhawks twist that across the center of the crease. Now again through the crease, but nobody there for their squad to jam it home. Picking up the pressure below the goal line is Gavin. Now stepping to the puck was Jack. Goes up into the air, glove down by Pyman. Pyman's going to bring it back to the near side, sends it up to Preston. Preston taps that out of the zone as far as neutral ice. Gavin goes for a change out to replace him. Looks to be Easton. Jack goes for a change as well, and this is Hunter fresh on the ice for the Tigers, working as the puck had come into the corner. He'll lay the contact. He's got Easton in front, but instead tries to jam it through the goalie. Oh, second effort there. Stepping up was Hunter to try and push the puck in back door. Good pass there by Easton to Hunter. It's Easton, Hunter, and Miles right now are your forwards. This is Easton working below the goal line, reverses direction. He will twist it to Miles. Hunter, I think, got hit behind the play, so a penalty going to go against the Winterhawks for the hit off the action. Your Tigers are going to go on the power play with 1:15 in the second period. Coach will stick with that power play one unit of Steven, Easton, Henry, Brody, and Josh. It's going to be Steven taking the face-off with Easton as his far D-man. Josh is your near D-man. Brody on the near side wing. Puck is one to the near boards. Trying to peel that out are the Tigers. Makes its way to Josh. Josh skates it into center, sends it over to Henry, who takes the shot, doesn't get through traffic, now does come loose. Puck still loose in front, finally covered. And we'll have another offensive zone face-off opportunity. Steven set to take the drop. Puck one into Easton. Easton turns that back to Henry. Henry across to, nope, that was Josh across to Henry. Henry now playing with it near the face-off dot. Gets pressured, sends it into traffic. Brody trying to sweep it out there, can't do it. 43 seconds left in this second frame. 1:29 left on the power play opportunity to your Tigers. Coach going to leave power play one unit out there for another face-off. Steven takes a drop. Skating in and getting it is Easton. Easton sends it to Josh. Josh back to Easton, who turns and that's not Easton, that's Henry. Henry gets it up the boards, takes it below the goal line. Turns and takes the shot again. Puck loose, but can't quite sweep it in, can the Tigers. 24 seconds left on this in this second period. Coach going to send out a new set of skaters to try and capitalize in the waning seconds of this second period. It's going to be Miles, Colton, and AJ. Back on the blue line, it'll be Pyman and Cruin. Colton set to take the drop. Puck takes a bounce, stays where it's at. Colton able to collect it, takes the shot, doesn't get it through traffic. Swept to the near side by the Winterhawks. Miles goes to get it. Colton there first, jams it deep. Now Miles picks it up, looking for AJ in front. Doesn't have a clean pass, twists it back toward Colton. Colton to his defenseman Pyman. Pyman back to Colton, playing a little bit of catch. Pyman again has it, takes the shot, takes a fortuitous bounce, but the goalie able to fight that one off, and that'll do it for this second period. Your Tigers will head into the third period with a 2-goal lead, 2-0. 46 seconds left on the penalty. We'll see if your Tigers can take advantage.
Why you running blue to a tiger game? I don't know.
Who's you guys wore?
Our friend Jack. Jack? He's number 70. I think that might have been number 60. We get to do it all today.
Here we go, back to the third period. Coach will send out the power play 1 unit. It'll be Steven set to take the face-off. Easton on the far side, Brody on the near side. Henry back on defense with Josh. Puck jammed into the Tigers' offensive end of the ice, but collected there and sent the other way by the Winterhawks out of Portland. Cross ice to Henry, who looks up to see who he can pass it to, decides to skate a little bit, then sends it into the zone. Could be an icing, but they say no. That's going to be Steven pulling it out of the corner. Steven makes the cross ice, makes the pass into the slot. Can't connect. This is Josh on the second attempt, gets jammed up in traffic there. Rimmed around hard far side, but held by Henry. Finally does find its way out of the zone. This is Brody sending it up toward Easton. Bunch of Tigers go for a change. This is Preston, I believe, onto the ice for the Tigers. Misses high on that shot. Jack joins the action as Colton scratch at Easton, able to collect the puck and work it in. Gets the shot, but kicked away by the Winterhawks goalie. Puck finds its way back to center ice, and our goal scoring line is out there. Jack, Gavin, and Preston. Back on defense, it's Jared and Tate, as the Winterhawks able to gain the zone, but held up just across the blue line by Tate. And here goes Preston, dumping it in and going and getting it himself. Finishing the contact, kicked across. Jack flashes toward it, can't get the puck, sent out near side and up to center ice for the Winterhawks. Pestered there by Tate, rimmed all the way around where Jared and Preston talk about it. Preston finally ends up with the puck at his skates, gets knocked down, but Gavin able to get the puck to center ice, dump it in. He'll go for a change. So a fresh line up front looks to be Teague, AJ, and Colton. Teague flashing there, able to hold the zone briefly for the Tigers. Steven finishing the contact in the near side. Tate working in the corner. Puck comes up to AJ, who chips it up off the glass to himself. Headed the other direction, but a little bit too much pressure, effort, energy on that. Steven with the shot there, deflected up into the netting behind. 12:50 in the third and final frame of game number 2 for this President's Weekend tournament. Your Tigers currently standing 1-0 after a win against Rampage in game 1 on Thursday night. That was a 5-2 affair that saw Easton getting a hat trick. And it would appear your Tigers are headed to the penalty kill. I'm not sure what the assessment was, but Steven gets sent to the box. 12:50 in this third period. Your Tigers are going to go a man down. Coach will leave the rest of his line out there. It's going to be Pyman back on defense. AJ up front with Teague, I do believe. This is AJ flashing, DDD pass works. Shot does get through, saved by Jalen. Puck is still loose, finally blowing it dead with 12:38 in this third period. It is Teague and AJ up front as your penalty killers. Back on defense, it's Pyman and Marshall. Puck stays where it's at on the drop, does finally go to the far boards. This is Teague working it up that far side, flips it up and goes and gets it himself. Battling through 3 players, finally the Winterhawks able to turn it back the other direction. Only 2 Winterhawks skating into 3 Tigers. Good pressure there by Marshall, who lays the contact in the corner, comes away with the puck. This is AJ now stepping up, forcing the Winterhawks to just push it back deep. Pyman, good reverse on the direction there, but misses, leaves an opportunity in front. Luckily, Jalen able to keep that out. Teague again with the puck will send it near side. A minute 5 left on the penalty. Coach makes a change. Henry out there up front. Cruin back on defense with Josh. I believe that's Brody on our far side. It is. So Brody and Henry are your forwards. Cruin and Josh are your defensemen. Josh skates around and misses on that one. Must be a hole or a bump in the ice there. We've missed the puck on that far side a couple of different times. Puck sent up to the blue line. Josh has it. He's going to backhand it up as far as the midboards, where the Winterhawks are able to skate that in and takes a dangerous bounce off the top of the cage. Opportunity there on this man advantage for the Winterhawks. D-to-D pass works. He sends it in, misses wide near side as we count to 12 seconds left on the penalty. Twisting it across to the other side do the Winterhawks, sent into the legs of, I believe that's Henry. This is Brody now has the puck, gains the zone for the Tigers. We are back to full strength. Easton on the ice for the Tigers. It's Easton, Miles, and Brody as your forwards. As the Winterhawks have the puck twisted towards center ice, where Cruin gathers it, taps it forward, gains the zone, splits a couple of guys, twists it toward the center, but can't settle the puck, Ken Miles, so he twists it back below the goal line. Brody working in the corner. That's Easton working below the goal line. Now Brody in to join the action. Brody working to dig it out. Winterhawks able to get it up as far as the blue line. Miles able to hold the zone, now does come up high. Tigers will work to regroup. This is Easton working through the neutral zone, leaves the puck for Pyman. Pyman will pick it up, taps it forward, but can't connect with Easton. Winterhawks just going to rim that around near side, where Hunter on the ice for the Tigers works to keep it deep. He's got Easton behind him to keep it from coming out of the zone. Easton able to get that to Miles. Miles sweeps that toward the net. Rebound left, loose in the crease, but finally covered by the Winterhawks goalie with 9:40 in the third period. Your Tigers still ahead 2-0. Coach going to send out Jack to be joined by Colton and Preston, so a new look line here. Colton gonna center this line instead of Gavin. Jared and Tate, your defensemen, as that's Jack streaking in for the puck there. Puck does come up the near boards. Tate gets it, then loses it, has to just backhand it up. Works out as Colton's able to flash and get there, and a potential, I thought an odd man rush. Rebound left, second opportunity, almost gets in, twisted into the slot. Tate steps up, takes a shot, and that goes in. 3-0 is the score with 9:12 left in this third period. It was a scramble. Colton rushing it up the ice, taking the shot. Rebound left. Colton goes and gets it himself. Goalie had to scramble to get it out near side. Came up to the blue line to Tate, who just hammers it home for the 3-0 lead. Coach going to keep out Preston and Jack, and why not? They've made things happen when they've been on the ice today. Gavin will take over as center for this line, as he has been most of the day. It's going to be Jared and Tate still back at defense. as the Winterhawks work it through center ice, gain the zone, try to wind up, but can't get the shot off there. This is Tate trying to jam it up out for the Tigers. Puck staying where it's at, and an amazing glove save there for Jalen. He hasn't had much work, but he is clearly still engaged in this game as he had to flash the leather on that one. With 8:52 in the third period, your Tigers up 3-0. It's going to be Pyman on the near side defense. I believe that's Gavin out as our center. I think Jack's still on the ice for the Tigers. Pyman has the puck. He sends it over to Marshall, who's our other D-man. Marshall sends that up. Can't be collected by Easton on that far side, so the Winterhawks able to just jam it back in deep. Centering attempt cut off there by Gavin, who's going to get it up the other way. Preston and Jack going for a change as Gavin just shovels that on net and will be gloved dead with 8:30 in the third period. Steven out at center. He'll be joined by Teague and AJ. Pyman back on defense with Marshall. Winterhawks able to jump in and get that puck, get it the other direction off the face-off. They do dump it into the zone. Marshall turns, looks, jams it up the boards for Teague on the far side, gets past him where Steven jumps the blue line attempt to dump it in deeper. This is Steven and Teague working. Finally do get it out of the zone, and Teague able to get it there. Makes the cross-ice pass to AJ, who's just going to backhand it into the zone for the Tigers. Worked around to the far corner. Winterhawks come away with it. Cross-ice pass into the skates, kicked across to the other Winterhawks player, gaining the zone. Do the Winterhawks. This is Josh working in the corner with Steven. Puck does come loose below the goal line and sent up that near side by Josh to AJ. AJ makes the cross-ice pass to Teague. Teague dumps it into the zone, goes for the change, as does AJ. Onto the ice for the Tigers is Henry. This is Colton now with the puck, so Henry, Colton, Brody are your forwards right now. Henry walking the blue line, trying to get it all the way to the far side, gets it across the blue line. Brody holds it. Henry throws it the rest of the way. Cruin and Josh back holding the zone for your Tigers. This is Cruin attempting, but able to get it past him are the Winterhawks. Josh able to back check and prevent any opportunity creation there. Cruin working behind the net, brings it out far side, now up through center ice as there is space. He's got Brody, makes the pass across. Brody into traffic. Winterhawk trips on the puck. Colton going to take it the other way to create some space for his squad. Taking it up far side, backhands it as far as the blue line, but cut off there by the Winterhawks squad. Henry pressuring off the skates of the Winterhawks player. This is Miles working the puck on the near boards, joined by Brody. Miles and Brody working. Winterhawks able to get it out of the zone. Easton there at the blue line trying to get the zone back, does for the Tigers. Brody headed for a change. Easton and Miles working in the offensive end of the ice. This is Tate working to hold it deep, can't do it. Hunter and Tate now working on the near side boards. Tate jams it up, out, has it. Tate, Easton, and Hunter, and that likely wasn't offsides. Quiet whistle, but wasn't offsides with 5:57 left in the third period. It is a 3-0 lead for your Tigers. Easton, Miles, and Hunter are your forwards. Jared and Tate are your defensemen. Easton takes a drop, wins it to Miles. Miles taps it over to Jared, who sends it up to Hunter. Hunter able to gain the zone, makes the pass to Miles. Miles with a great shot. Goalie just able to glove that one off, and here come the Winterhawks the other direction. It's going to take a back check effort by your Tigers here. That shot goes wide far side, comes around near boards, sent up and out of the zone. Pressured there by Easton, but able to regain are the Winterhawks. That puck misses wide near side. Jammed toward the center. Jalen just sends that across far side the rest of the way, where Miles is working for the Tigers. Jared going to collect it in the near side corner as a bunch of Winterhawks go for a change. This is Hunter battling on the near side boards. Sweeping in there was Easton, but able to hold the zone at least briefly. Finally able to send it to the other end are the Tigers, but that does go for an icing. 5:01 in the third period. It'll be a face-off in the Tigers' defensive end of the ice. Coach sends out Pieman back on defense. Jack and Preston are your wings. I believe that's Josh. No, that's Marshall as your other defender, and it is Gavin as your centerman. Puck went to the near boards. Battled there by Pieman. Jack sneaks in and comes away with the puck, makes the pass out to Preston, who can't handle it on the first attempt, takes out the player on the second effort. That is an offsides, as one of the Winterhawks had gotten trapped in the zone. Gavin set to take the face-off here. Ref didn't like the drop. We'll try it again. Puck won back by the Winterhawks. They'll jam it into the zone. That rims around all the way to the near side. Jax turns, looks. Pieman not able to get that. Centering pass, nobody home for the Winterhawks. Preston working on the far boards to try and get the puck up high and out. Can't do it, so dumped back toward Jalen. Jalen's just going to stick that aside. That's Marshall sending it over to one of his teammates, but sent back near side. Pieman working. This is Marshall gloving it down. And the Winterhawks looking to do something here. That will be an offsides. 4:02 in the third period. Your Tigers protecting a 3-0 lead. It's going to be AJ on your near side wing. It'll be Steven in at center. That means Teague is on that far side wing. Cruin playing defense with Josh. Puck stays where it's at. Finally possessed by the Winterhawks, who dump it into the zone. Makes its way to the far side, twisted up to Teague. Teague tries a cross-ice pass, didn't get what he wanted on it, so just jammed back in again deep by the Winterhawks. This is Cruin turning it back the near side, trying to chip it up to AJ. AJ jams it up a little bit further, takes a contact, but Steven working here. He's got Teague, takes a shot near side and scores. That makes it 4-0. That's going to be an AJ assist to Teague, or to, excuse me, Steven for the goal. There is a second assist there, but I'm drawing a blank on who it would be. But with 3:32 in this third period, your Tigers looking to cruise to a second victory. I hate to jinx us too much, but feels like the possession has been largely in favor of your Tigers today. Coach going to leave out the most recent goal-scoring line of Steven, who put it in the net, beat the goalie on the blocker side cleanly. He was assisted by AJ, who had jammed it up the boards from the far end of the ice. So this Winterhawk team played the Utah Junior Grizzlies in their opening set of this tournament yesterday. They dropped that game 4-0. We will go on to play the Junior Grizzlies tomorrow in our third game of this pool play at 12:30. This is AJ holding the zone, going in for a shot, and he misses. I think he must have hit crossbar there. That one took a funny redirect after the diving shot. AJ recollects after Cruin takes a spill. AJ twists it toward the center, and just going to cover that up is the Winterhawks goalie with 3:03 in the third period. Coach is going to send out Brody Colton, Jared Tate, Henry in at center. Puck twisted back to Jared. Jared sends a centering pass into the slot that the Tigers can't get, but here's Henry on the second effort, gets into his feet. He's twisting, trying to jam it back deep, and does into the corner. He's going to go work and try and dig it out himself. Lifted toward the blue line and eventually out. Tate can't handle the bouncing puck, but sends it back the other direction, so Tigers working to repossess here. Brody working in the far corner, along with the support of Henry. Henry, Brody working, Colton floating in, waiting for that puck to come out for a centering opportunity. Does finally come loose below the goal line. Twisting it up and finally out of the zone are the Winterhawks, but Colton not done with this game yet. They're going to call, was a stick lift, they're going to call that a trip. And they don't like that a parent yelled what?
We know it. We know the ref.
That is a ref that we know. And he won't take much guff. He did toss a parent for yelling what. That did not much look like a trip to me. It looked like he lifted his hands and the kid fell. I don't see that as a penalty. Either way, we are on a run clock. 1:35 left in this game. Your Tigers will finish the game on the penalty kill unless the Winterhawks are able to take advantage. Puck one to the near boards. Hunter is out. That puck does go in, so a power play goal on what looked to me to be a very soft call. But your Tigers still ahead 4-1. That does mean we stop the clock now, so 1:14 left in this game. Your Tigers still holding on to a 3-goal lead. We've seen crazy things happen. These boys just need to keep their heads off and shake off the craziness of the last minute. This is a ref that we do know. He's had a kid through the Tigers program. You'd think he would be certainly unbiased. Didn't feel like getting chirped. Sent the parent out of the rink. This is Gavin. Able to cut off the pass attempt there, keep the possession of the puck in the Tigers' offensive the ice. Tried to twist to Jack on the centering pass. Now Cruin stepping deep into the zone. Rimmed up the boards where Jack gets it back toward the center. Preston floated back to defense as he should to help cover Cruin. It had gone forward. Tate scratch at Josh in front there. Centering pass doesn't work out for the Winterhawks group. Down the other direction with 35 seconds left in this match. Gavin working with Easton on these near boards in the corner, looking to get that 1 goal back and regain the 4-goal lead. Easton gets the shot smothered with 18 seconds left in this match. Coach will send out a few new faces to finish this off. It's going to be Miles with Easton at center. Hunter on the other wing, Jared and Tate back on defense. To finish this off, 18 seconds left in this game. Your Tigers ahead 3 goals. Winterhawks able to send it down the ice. Doesn't make it for an icing as the Winterhawks player was streaking. Hit laid there by Jared. Comes up the near side boards, and that will do it for this game. Your Tigers win game number 2 of the President's Day weekend in a 4-1 game. As I was saying, next up, we will play the Utah Junior Grizzlies. That game will be tomorrow at 12:30 p.m. Mountain Time. We will be playing that game at the Big Rink, World Arena, Maine. So if you like to spread out, come join the game tomorrow. There'll be plenty of seats available. If the boys can take care of business, and I don't know what's happened in the other games in pool play yet. I do know that this Winterhawks squad has dropped 2. If your Tigers can win all 3, and they are the higher ranked team in this side of the bracket, if they can win again tomorrow. They would be playing tomorrow night in their first game of, it would be the semifinal match tomorrow night at 8:45 p.m. at the Cadet Field House on the Air Force Academy base. If you're planning to attend that, do get a link. You do need permission to get in. So make sure you submit for that link today. If you have friends and family tied to the team, find out how to get that if you are planning to show up at the Air Force Academy tomorrow. Otherwise, have a great night.